Did you ever watch Batman? Don't you just love that transformation scene where Clark Kent gets ready to be Batman, right? The like sliding away of the bookcase, like sliding down, getting his cape and his mask on, and snapping that belt shut, and getting all the accessories and weapons that he needs, and then sliding and getting into his Batmobile and just shooting out of that tunnel, like all to the background music of just like empowering, yes, supercharged, ready for anything. Well, imagine if every day you could have your own little transformation and supercharge your day so that you can have an incredible day. That's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. What kind of a morning routine can we put in place in order to supercharge ourselves, in order to have an amazing, fulfilling, incredibly successful day? Because I don't know about you, but there are so many days where at the end of the day, I'm laying in bed going, what even did I accomplish today? What even did I do today? This was kind of a crappy day, right? I didn't really feel that well during the day. It's like, oh, how can we get more focus and more fulfillment out of our day? And it really starts with the morning. And I've been kind of off and on these morning routines, right? Some days, some weeks, some months, some years, I have some really good morning routines, stick to it for a while, then something happens. A lot of times, like I get sick, or the kiddo needs something, or it's vacation time, that kind of gets you out of that routine. And then a lot of times we opt for more sleep rather than getting back onto that routine. We're going to be talking about why that is so important today. And I'll give you the two things that are just, so incredibly vital of why we need a morning routine, how to supercharge your day, how to have an incredibly fulfilling day, which leads into an incredibly fulfilling life, right? Hi, I'm Christine Braun. I am your emotion coach, fellow highly sensitive being, and your host for this podcast. Welcome back. Thank you for being here in our podcast, Reclaiming Your Power as a Highly Sensitive Being. This topic is so dear to my heart because I feel like over the years we have let ourselves be brainwashed and pushed into this position where we feel like the odd ones out. Well, yeah, we're only, barely 20%, under 20% of the population. So of course we're feeling out of place. Of course we're feeling weaker. Of course we're feeling strange, broken, not where we feel like we can shine. Let's change that. Let's change it with ourselves so that then we can carry it out into the world and show all the young and coming highly sensitives there is a place in the world for us sensitives. We are so incredibly important for the society once we find our strength. And that is what this podcast is all about, right? Supercharging yourself, finding your power, reclaiming your power as a highly sensitive being. So let's get started with our topic today, morning routine. And first, I'm going to tell you those two things that are so incredibly vital for having a fulfilling life and for learning how to get yourself in the space that you need. I'm already giving the first one away, right? Tony Robbins, my great mentor, always said, the state, right? What state are you in? The state you're in matters so much because the state you're in is going to lead to the thoughts that you think, the words that you speak, the actions that you take. Are you feeling like doing something? Are you feeling like laying just on the couch, right? Your state, meaning how you feel in the moment, how you carry yourself, the choices that you make matters tremendously. So for a moment, close your eyes, think about what has been hard for you as a highly sensitive. Like, what have you deeply struggled with as a highly sensitive being that you do not see your not so highly sensitive, not sensitive friends struggle with, right? A big one for me, like the biggest one for me, was always my emotions. I felt way easier triggered than anybody else, more easily overwhelmed than anybody else. When I was angry, I was incredibly angry. And anybody around me that I felt, comfortable enough to have these angry outbursts with, ooh, they knew I was a force to be reckoned with, right? What else? In relationships, oh my gosh, it's like I felt like I was an emotional lunatic, right? Up one moment, down the next. One moment I feel incredibly in love with life, in love with this person, like everything is going my way. And then the next moment it might be, I don't have any feelings at all, right? Getting to understand yourself and your emotions and your empathy, right? Your ability to pick up on other people's emotions, right? It might not even be what you're feeling, might be what somebody else is feeling. Emotions as that big umbrella term, because emotions are going to lead right into the state of your being, right? The state is like, how are you feeling? Are you feeling empowered? Are you feeling unstoppable? Are you feeling like you can take on the world? Sometimes, right? When you feel that way, it's incredible. Well, what if you could learn how to purposely put yourself in that state? And you can. That's what we'll be learning, right? That is, that was a game changer for me, and I know it will be for you. So let's keep that in mind as one of the most important things. Also, I do have a free gift for you to talk a little bit more about emotions and how to shift your emotions out of anything, because when you get trapped kind of in those lower emotions, as highly sensitives, we have big feelings. We have intense feelings. We feel like these feelings take us over. We feel like we are stuck in those emotions and can't get back out. When you feel trapped in an emotion, there are really simple steps in order to dig yourself back out. So I want to give you that resource. Just check the show notes for the link below. It's just healingyouremotions.com/shift, SHIFT, and you can download that guide to like step by step show you how to get from one emotion into a better feeling state, as Abraham Hicks would say. Now, what's the second one? This is something that I've been hearing more recently from Tony Robbins, also from Brendon Burchard. I got to go to one of his seminars live last year around March. It was incredible. I was a little worried as a highly sensitive how I would do with the whole like noise level and loud music and jumping up and down and so many people. And I did great. I was right in the vibe with it. It energized me rather than overwhelmed me, right? Have you ever thought about that? It's like, why do I sometimes like to play super loud music and I'm super into it? And other times when my kid or my next door neighbor or whoever it might be plays the music half as loud, all of a sudden I'm like overwhelmed, overstimulated, can't handle it, need silence. Have you ever thought about it, right? It's a different state that you are in. So the second big thing is energy. Where is your energy, right? For highly sensitives, how often have you heard of people who say, oh, I'm just a low energy person? And you can kind of see how they're dragging themselves through the day, or they're really careful about budgeting their energy. I don't want to expend too much energy. Or how many times have you kind of hit those lows? I know my low is around like 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, right? How have you handled it? How have you talked to yourself through it and about it? How do you see that slump? Is it like, oh, the day's over, I might as well fold up, How do you talk to yourself? How do you see that? And to hear speakers, right? Motivational, inspirational speakers, like gurus when it comes to personal development. When you hear them say, energy is not just something you have. Energy is something that you create. So sure, there's a little bit on the front of like nutrition, hydration, sleep, movement, right? Taking care of yourself. For highly sensitives, that also includes processing your emotion, taking your time, giving yourself time to reset, to get that baseline back. But after that, it's about energy creation, energy generation, right? You want to generate that energy. How do we do that? We're going to be talking about that. Okay? So let's jump in to our morning routine. And that's actually what it starts with, right? If you have heard anything about Tony Robbins or know anything about his events, it's always that people are like jumping up and down like crazy, screaming, hollering. They usually have some like really upbeat music playing. What are they doing it for, right? Cynics say, oh, it's just to like hype people up. Well, what does that even mean? It's generating energy. When you, I mean, just imagine, right? If you've been like in some kind of like a lower feeling state, kind of tired, but then you're like going out to dance, or a friend or your sister turns up the radio. It's like, oh, that's such a good song. And she's like dancing like crazy and gets you into dancing. You're just like, whoo, this is good. Now I'm awake. Well, this is all what it's about. It's actually your body informing your brain how to feel. Oh, this is what we're doing. We're awake, we're dancing, we're doing this. Okay, this is the time I'm going to be alert and awake. Try it out for yourself. Now, I always love to see that through the lens of a highly sensitive, right? Of like, okay, we might not start super early morning of like screaming like crazy dancing around, especially when you have an asleep kid. But even I've noticed when I like even think about being at an event and I'm just like silently going, just like craziness in my head. I'm just like, even that, I mean, just try it. Even those couple of seconds like totally energizes you. Try it out. And then when you have that time during the day where nobody's around, or put your earbuds in and just dance and just listen to the beat, just listen to that music. I've used that also at the gym when I'm like, man, I so don't feel like doing a workout today. I'm kind of feeling beat. It's only 9 o'clock in the morning. Start listening to some like upbeat music and you're like, okay, I'm feeling that, do your warm up and you're just like, okay, I'm ready to go, So much is about letting your body do it, right? Tony Robbins is always so big on like, how do you change your state? Well, there's somebody who is depressed does something very different with their body than somebody who is excited, passionate, creative. Look at their bodies. You can tell which one is excited, passionate, and which one is depressed, down, sad. What are they doing with their head? Where are their eyes? What are they doing with their breathing? What are they doing with their voice? Are their shoulders slumped forward? Are they sitting up straight? You can tell the difference in how somebody's holding their body and what kind of emotion are they feeling. Use that backwards. I'm going to put my body into a certain state in order to feel a certain thing. They have done studies on this, even just simple things like looking in the mirror and smiling to counter depression, right? They've done studies on this, or the power pose of like standing like Superman or Wonder Woman, of like that power pose. Standing in that power pose for 20 seconds or longer. Gosh, Tony Robbins talked about like all the different things in the body, how it like lowers cortisol, it ups testosterone. It gives you that boost hormonally in your body that you need. So you're changing what you're doing with your body, which changes your biochemistry, which changes what your mind is interpreting and what you ultimately feel. So incredibly powerful. So what I have started my morning with lately, even if you don't want to like go for a run or do a sprint, I feel as highly sensitive, right? We might not need quite as much. Maybe you do. It'd be fun if you have the time, if you have the means to do it. But for me, even just doing like a quicker yoga flow, getting on the mini trampoline, the rebounder, and rebounding for a few minutes, right? Just getting my body warm, like, just like moving in a certain way, flowing with my body, just to kind of wake me up. That already has incredible benefits. So that is number one. Yes, number one. Movement, some kind of movement. And this routine can be as short or as long as you want or need it to be, right? It can be anywhere from like 5 minutes at the very lowest to like an hour if you want it to be. You get to decide that. I change it a little bit depending on what I have going on that day, how much sleep I have gotten, those kind of things. But I do always make time for at least a little bit, at least a shortened version of it. So if you have time to at least, 5 to 10, 15 minutes of some kind of movement to wake your body up, to get yourself in a different state, in a different frame of mind. Number 2, now we're going into stillness, right? If I go straight from bed into like stillness and sitting in meditation, a lot of times I fall back asleep. So it's great to have that movement in between to wake up my body, to feel alive, to feel strong, right? When you feel strong in your body, you feel strong in your mind. So number 2, we're sitting in stillness. We're meditating. When you don't have a lot of time to meditate, right? There's so many different meditations. Even just the other day, I heard Eckhart Tolle talk about just sit for a few moments in that knowing of I am, I exist, I am. And then what I love, Tony Robbins has a 15-minute meditation where really he guides you through some of his steps. What I love is his beginning with gratitude or appreciation, if you're an Abraham Hicks fan, where he reminds you to not just think of things you're grateful for, but to really feel it in the depths of your body. Because you can't feel grateful and sad. You can't feel grateful and angry. You can't feel grateful and fearful or anxious at the same time. So the more you prep yourself, especially at the beginning of the day, what am I truly grateful for? It connects you to your heart. It connects you to your present moment. It connects you to your higher self. So think of 3 things, right? Start with 1, feel that one for a minute or 2, move to the next one. And it could be simple things like, I am grateful I can see. I am grateful I have a warm, cozy house to be in while it's 35 degrees outside, right? Or while it's pouring down rain outside. I am grateful I have such an incredible partner or such an amazing kid and I get that opportunity to be a mom, right? I'm grateful I have food that's readily available to me. Whatever it might be, big or small, make it something you can really deeply connect with on a heart level for that day. And don't feel bad if you're leaving things out. I'm always like, oh, I'm so grateful for my kid, but I kind of have to like be grateful for my partner too. I'm not mentioning that as one of my 3 things today. Give yourself a break. Pick the top 3 that really melt your heart today. Pick something else tomorrow, right? Number 3, this one's a cool one. And I mean, I have definitely played around with like affirmations and written lots of lists. And I'm a big fan of my I do believe list. That's one of my favorites when I really need some reassurance. But I really like this idea of 11 power phrases. 11 is a super cool number. Plus, you can always shorten it to like 3 or 7 or whatever you want to do. Right now, I'm working with 11. And make it phrases that you write down either every morning or when you don't have the time, look at and then speak out loud, or at least mouth them and think them in your mind when your kid is still sleeping. But really feel the power of these words, right? I'll give you a couple of my examples. I am anchored in my purpose. I am anchored in my purpose. I bring energy, love, and presence to everything I do today. I am unstoppable. I have the power to achieve anything I desire with ease, right? Any of those is like, feel the power of them, or I am guided in every moment. I am unconditionally loved and eternally supported. Whatever it might be, make it something that is really meaningful to you in that moment, in your current state of whatever your life needs, whatever you need. Make it phrases that are powerful, that can turn into mantras throughout your day. But that has made an incredible shift for me to start my day reminding myself, oh, I am guided, I am connected, I am unstoppable, I am right in this line of my purpose, I am aligned with my purpose. Huge. It's made a huge difference for me. And then number 4, this is an important one too, especially if you have that challenge at the end of the day where you're like, oh, did I really make the most of my day? I didn't get those things done again. Look at my to-do list. There's still 20 things on here. Pick 3 things. 3 things for that day that are incredibly important. 3 things that would make a huge difference when you accomplish them by nighttime. Well, I say huge difference. Some days you're super busy, right? Some days I'm with clients all day, and then I might put down just like taking my kid to ninja, because hey, that is something that I have committed to, that I want to do, that needs to get done. That might be one of my 3 things, right? Another day it might be recording a podcast. Another day it might be I don't know, whatever, something with my website, right? It's like, or another day it might be reaching out to my friend, or emailing my dad back, something that is really important. But here's the difference between these 3 things and a to-do list, because you probably still have a running to-do list. I usually have like 1, 2, 3, and then like a couple more things under that as like, well, it would be nice if. But that way you have a standard, you have an achievable goal. I'm going to do these 3 things. Pick things that you're going to commit to do that day, that you're going to get done. Now, I don't always get mine done, but I really try hard to make it things that I'm going to be able to do that day and commit to get done that day, because that is what's going to give you that sense of fulfillment at the end of the day. And here's like the secret. Do you want to know the secret? The secret to an incredibly fulfilling life, it's progress. Tony Robbins talks about it all the time, right? It's progress. If you make progress, you feel more fulfilled. You feel happier. Progress. So what are you going through in your life right now? What is this year, this month, this week about in your life? What is the most important thing in your life right now? Is it your relationship? Is it your kid? Is it your family? Is it your health? Is it a hobby or a fitness goal that you're pursuing? What is important to you? Can you make one of these 3 things at least a few times in the week about this thing that you want to make progress on? That is going to make a huge difference, you will see. Then, if you have the time, it'd be great to kind of get back into a little bit of a meditative state and like see yourself in your mind's eye accomplishing these things. What is it going to be like? Can you take a moment, close your eyes, and just get in the feeling of your day? What is my day going to feel like when I'm accomplishing these things, when I'm doing these things, when I'm following these mantras, these power phrases that I've set out for myself? What is it going to feel like and look like and be? See yourself succeeding. Hi, kitty cat. And that's really it. Those are our 5 steps of the morning routine that I've been following, that has been so fun and so energizing for me. And, try it for 30 days. When you are consistent, you build that skill, and you actually get to see what can come of it, right? If we only try 2, 3 things 3 times, it's like, I don't really feel a difference. If you do it habitually, you will notice the difference with it. Now, of course, there's a whole lot more to your day, right? Because it's like sometimes we hold on to it for an hour, we already get derailed. Sometimes we hold on to it for 4 hours, we get derailed. That's when we'll get into like our 5-minute mood changers, right? What happens when you're not able to hold that throughout the day? We've started the day with an incredible amount of energy. That's why we've decided on this morning routine. What do we do when we get derailed, right? Especially as highly sensitives, we feel it so often physically in our bodies as like nausea, as headache, as overstimulation, as some kind of pain in your body. So often we're so much more in tune with our bodies. We're so much more sensitive. We can't tune out those little annoying feelings of our bodies, which I guess is a good thing, to where it's like, man, I don't really feel like doing this thing that I said I was going to do because I feel like crap right now. That's when we come back to like movement, nutrition, hydration, sleep, making sure you take time to decompress every day, to process your emotions, especially the big ones. But also, we kind of have these like mini morning routines, right? I call them the like 5-minute mood changers. Have a list, write yourself a list of things that energize you, of things that empower you. That could be as simple as just like reading back through those 11 phrases, having those mantras ready for you, taking a moment to close your eyes and meditate. Go back into that I am, go back into I am guided, put a headset on, dance around for a little bit, get your body moving, listen to something that's empowering for you. There's so many little things you can do. Or, I mean, gosh, we have so many videos available of like, when sometimes you just watch a funny clip for like 2-3 minutes and then you're in a totally different frame of mind? Those little things matter. Or going outside for a walk, God, connecting with nature, so important, just like 10 minutes. Stepping on your balcony, breathing in the fresh air, seeing the trees sway in a slight breeze. Those are wonderful things that you can do in the midst of your day when you're feeling kind of yucky, you're feeling off, you're feeling your body not doing as well as you wanted to. And then check what you're telling yourself. What you're telling yourself in your mind matters hugely. Are you saying, oh, I feel like crap. Ugh, I don't want to do this. Ugh, I just want to lay down. I can't believe I have so much to do. Why do I always feel so weak? I want to do all these things. Now I'm not going to get anything done. If that is your self-talk, you're going to spiral down. Versus, what if you're just like, ugh, okay, I'm feeling kind of nauseous. I know it's going to pass. I know it's going to, checking in with your body. What is it that I need right now? What is it that I need? Do I need a quick nap? Do I need a quick meditation? Do I need a quick walk? Do I need some water? Have I eaten enough recently, right? Checking in with yourself. What is it that I need in this moment is so powerful, and really reminding yourself this too shall pass. It's going to pass much more quickly than you think it will. Breath work is also powerful, not just to calm you down from anxiousness, but to also energize yourself again, right? Wim Hof breathing, incredibly energizing and empowering. Think of things that empower you, that charge you up, that really get you to be like, yes, I can do this. I want to do this. Think of moments when you've pushed through. This is why I love going to the gym. I love weight training, because so many times you're like, oh, I can't lift this weight anymore. And then you do another rep, right? Or you do a really hard workout and you're like, yeah, I just did that. I just finished that. Really, your mental strength and feeling of empowerment follows that physical feeling of empowerment. So let's wrap this up. Let's review. What can we do for our morning routine? Number one, start with some kind of movement. Doesn't have to be crazy. Get your heart rate up a little bit. You can do lunges, you can do squats, you can do a yoga flow, you can do a little bit on your rebounder, you can dance around, you can walk up and down your stairs a couple of times. Get a little bit of movement, get that blood flowing in your body. Number two, stillness, meditation, checking in with yourself, and then thinking of those 3 things that you are deeply grateful for and really activating that feeling, that love, that gratitude, that appreciation within you. Number 3, your power phrases, something that empowers you. Words hold incredible power. Find the ones that inspire you, that uplift you, that remind you, oh, yeah, I got into that small thinking again. Find those words that are meaningful to you. That was already 4. Wow. Number 5, visualize your perfect day. Visualize your perfect day. What do you want out of this day? Remind yourself that it's not just like another day. Anything could happen today. What would be an incredible thing that could happen today? What would be just amazing? What is it that you've been waiting for in your life? What is the energy you really want to connect with? What is the you really want to connect with? Who do you want to be today? What kind of emotions do you want to feel today? And can you connect to that a little bit? Do you want to be playful today? Do you want to be giggly like a little kid today? Do you want to be empowered today? Do you want to be inspired? Do you want to be creative today? What do you want to embody in this day that is never going to come around again? Every day is incredibly meaningful if you make it that way, right? Well, all right, that wraps it up for today. Leave me a comment below. Let me know, what do you think about this morning routine? Have you had a morning routine before? What is it that you add in there that I don't have in mine? It'd be amazing as a community to share how we're starting our morning, because we are highly sensitives. We are so incredibly needed in this world, on this earth, at this time, ushering in 5D, ushering in an era that has never been before, coming back around to peace, to fulfillment, to love, to empathy, to slowing down and being present in the moment, to feeling everything deeply. There's nobody other than highly sensitives who know that more in depth. We are here to help usher the world into this new era. So let's start with today. What can you do today? What can you do now in order to work on your emotions, to find that energy, right? Energy and state, energy and emotions. You have so many incredible tools, and you are an incredible being. Anything you'd ever need is already within you. You are born for an incredible reason, and right now is a great time to get in touch with that. Thank you so much for being here and for being bold enough and courageous enough to be your unique, highly sensitive self. We need you. We're in this together.